Okay, so now we're going to do part 5 of our 6-part series, which has to do with the clear command or clear style inside CSS. Right? So we did the floats earlier. So earlier we have 2 boxes, box 7 and 8. If we look at these boxes in our Dreamweaver, this is how they look. I have them like this because I have one set to float left, one set to float right. But we're going to create 3 boxes now. I'm going to show you how the float command needs to be cleared out. We need to tell our browser to stop using the float in order for boxes to display properly. So let's start by looking at our HTML code. This was our last file. If you don't have any of these lessons, they're all in youtube.com/ocdigitalarts as the YouTube channel for all these lessons. CSS positioning, part 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is part 5. And I'm going to save this HTML file as clear.html. We have one called float and one called clear now. And you can see as I'm working along here, I'm starting to pile up a bunch of files that we all can use here. So, and then change the title to be clear. All right. And now I'm going to look at my HTML, and I have box 7 and box 8. I'm going to have a box 9 and box 10, but I'm going to add a 3rd box now. So I'm going to just copy this HTML line right here and paste it directly underneath, and this is going to be box 11. And I need to have some different text in there. Don't need to, but I'm going to anyways. And this is going to, I am a box big enough for 2. Okay, save that. And let's head on over to the CSS file, styles.css. And let's copy box 7 and box 8 and rename them as box 9 and box 10. Copy those, paste them in here, and rename those as 9 and 10. Alright, and I'm going to change that. It was on a float left and a float right, remember? So now I'm just going to make them both float left. Okay. And let's see, what else do we need to change? So this one's going to say box 8 is going to have your same 200 pixels of height, 200 pixels of width, margin padding, they all have that. This one has float left, this one has float left. And my 3rd box, so let me copy all of this box 10 CSS styling, and let's rename this as box 11. So copy that, paste it underneath, and call this box 11. So now I've got, yeah, as you can see, box 9, 10, and 11. And I'm going to change the color of this one. Alright, and this is going to be a 6C6. And normally we have 6 digits in there, but as you know from previous videos, the 3-letter shortcut for some, if you ever have a hexadecimal color that repeats the R value and the green value and the blue value, R value, the red value, then you can truncate those numbers to be 1 digit. So this actual color is 66CC66. Okay, RGB is the color space we use in web. It deals with light. And so, okay, so let's change that color so we can see that as a different color. And what I'm going to do here is I need to make this a different size box. I'm gonna make this a different box. So let's make, if I viewed this now, this is 3 boxes with all 3 float lefts. So you know, I could view this as I go along. If I look at design view, here it is, all 3 boxes right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stretch that box, the green box down at the bottom. So instead of a width of 200, I'm going to make that a width of 440. Alright, so 440. And let's see what that would look like. If I took off, I don't need the float left anymore. Let me just take that off. Okay, and let's show you what happens. Okay, what is it going to look like now? If I go back in here and look at design view, you can see what happens. I have a float left on the purple one, the red one, and there's no float left on the green one. So what it does, it just moves all the way to the top. All right. So what I'm going to do now. All right. So what I'm going to do now is let's go back there and change that in the style sheet. I'm going to add a new command to this, which is the clear. Okay. So let's try clear. And I'm going to say left. So we're going to clear that left that we applied to this. All right, and I save that and then go back out to the source code and let's turn that on. And now you can see what happens is it stopped floating to the left. Without clear on your floats, weird things start to happen when you want elements to be in the areas underneath. What they do is they start filling up the browser according to how wide the browser is. They'll just fill up empty space. And what you really want to do is you want to use clear after each, every time that you want a box to fall below a set of other boxes that are pretty much assigned as columns. So hopefully that makes good sense. You really need to just go around there and play with the different elements of the boxes to see how they behave. But here's the rundown. You got a left, float left, and then you have to clear the float on the last box, clear the left float in order to it to fall directly underneath the way div boxes normally behave, which is one after the other in a vertical direction. So that's the end of the video for part 5. Part 6, we're going to do a 2-column layout. So just check the video channel at youtube.com/OCDigitalArts. Thanks.